Imagine losing like 40% of your wealth over a decade, and not because of some massive market crash, but literally because you did absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that is terrifying.
Right. Okay, let's unpack this. Welcome to today's deep dive into excerpts from Gregory Szkola's audiobook, The Leaking Pound, on how to build your wealth and the mystery of money that quietly disappears.
And our mission for you today is to really explore that necessary shift from passively watching your assets erode to, actively taking the wheel.
Yeah, and ultimately redefining what true wealth actually means.
Because that leaking pound, it really isn't a mystery once you understand the mechanics of it.
It's mostly inflation, right?
Exactly. It's
Right.
that silent erosion of your purchasing power through inflation, combined with the compounding drag of hidden management fees in passive accounts.
Those fees really sneak up on you.
They do. It's like running on a treadmill. If you stand still, the belt just forces you backward.
Which brings us to the core question for you as an investor. Like, how do you actually manage that treadmill pace without, making things worse?
Well, Skola's approach is super compelling because he addresses this without pretending to be some Wall Street insider.
Oh, yeah. He makes that explicitly clear right up front.
Right. In his legal note, he says he isn't a financial advisor. He doesn't work in the city.
Just a regular guy.
Yeah, just a guy who realized his cash savings and his passive funds were losing ground to that treadmill. So he just started paying attention.
Should have paying attention. I love that.
He frames his book not as expert gospel, but as this map he's drawing while walking the path himself.
But here's where it gets really interesting, and honestly where I kind of have to push back a bit.
Okay, let's hear it.
Because society tells us to leave wealth building to the professionals.
Mm-hmm.
And for a very good reason. I mean, the data shows most retail investors severely underperform the market when they try to actively manage their own portfolio.
Oh, absolutely.
So by taking the wheel without a finance degree, isn't he taking on substantially more risk than if he just stayed a passive passenger?
Well, what's fascinating here is how he actually reconciles that exact risk.
How so?
He isn't claiming he can outsmart quantitative algorithms or, time the market perfectly.
Right, he's not day trading.
Exactly. Instead, he's redefining what active management means for the everyday person. He's arguing that personal responsibility just cannot be outsourced.
Meaning like auditing your own financial leaks.
Yes, auditing leaks, understanding your asset allocation, and knowing exactly what fees you're actually paying.
So he's not saying ditch the experts entirely.
Not at all. He explicitly tells listeners to consult a qualified advisor for the heavy lifting, but he insists you cannot simply hand over your capital and go back to sleep.
Because ignorance is the actual risk.
Precisely. You have to stay awake at the wheel.
So the crucial distinction he's making is between professional expertise, which you can hire,
Right.
and personal responsibility, which you absolutely can't.
Spot on. And once you take on that personal responsibility for your financial capital, you inevitably have to define what that capital is actually for.
Like, why are we fighting this inflation treadmill in the first place?
Right. And he answers that in a very unexpected way, right in the book's dedication.
Oh, I loved this part. He dedicates the book to his wife.
He does, but he brilliantly repurposes clinical market concepts to do it.
Yeah, he applies terms like capital allocation and risk management directly to human relationships.
Yes. He calls his partner his greatest investment.
That is so good.
And it works perfectly, right? Because the mechanics of long-term investing, like patience through severe volatility,
and the compounding of returns over decades.
exactly. Those are the exact same mechanics required to build a lasting partnership.
Wow.
When the market dips or, life throws a crisis at you, the people who walk beside you absorb that volatility. They provide the ultimate stability.
So what does this all mean for you listening? To me, it highlights a pretty stark contrast. Financial capital is inherently fragile. It leaks, it inflates, it requires constant auditing.
But relational capital, when you manage it with that same deliberate attention, actually compounds.
Right. It fortifies you against that financial uncertainty.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, the entire framework of financial literacy gets inverted here. The end goal isn't just to plug the leak so you can hoard more pounds.
No, financial security is merely the underlying infrastructure.
Right, designed to protect your most valuable non-financial investments. True wealth is measured in trust, shared dreams, and the people who endure the volatility with you.
Building honest wealth really does start by paying attention to the mechanics of your leaking pounds. But the dividends that actually matter are the ones you share.
It really forces you to rethink exactly what you're optimizing for every single day.
Which leaves you with this to mull over today. If you were to audit your own life portfolio right now, are you investing as much daily attention into your personal relationships as you are into plugging your financial leaks?